New York's lawmakers passed a $132.5 billion budget before the April 1st deadline, a rare event. That is, on the whole, a political win for Governor Andrew Cuomo, who cut $10 billion out of it. But the way he chose to do it will bring unnecessary pain to the less fortunate across the state, while allowing some of the richest residents to escape their share of the burden of a recession-era budget. Tellingly, legislators passed the 2011-12 budget behind locked doors early Thursday after angry protesters chanted in the Capitol corridors on Wednesday. The final budget restores a small amount, $230 million, to the $23 billion allotted for state spending on K-12. Mr. Cuomo originally had wanted to cut that spending by $1.5 billion, but this is still a thoroughly regressive budget that hurts poorer school districts, even more than the one initially proposed by the governor. Consider this comparison between the wealthy Syosset School District in Nassau County and the downtrodden district of Ilion in economically distressed Herkimer County upstate. Under the new budget, Ilion, which runs its school on little more than $25 million a year, will lose nearly $1 million. Syosset, with a budget of more than $188 million, will receive a smaller cut of about $760,000. New York City schools were also particularly shortchanged because their expected allocation of state aid of $6.2 billion was cut by $840 million. A rare bit of good news in this area, the governor's proposed property tax cap is gone. It would have squeezed the poorer school districts already losing vital state money. Mr. Cuomo's cuts would reduce projected state and federal spending on Medicaid by more than $5 billion, a big but manageable number to absorb. The adjustments to Medicaid are mostly fair, as recommended by the Medicaid redesign team earlier this year. The final budget wisely rejects a cap on malpractice awards for pain and suffering of $250,000. The way to deal with rising malpractice insurance costs is to work harder to stop malpractice. The budget also drops proposed increases in co-payments, which could discourage the needy from seeking medical help. A cap on the state share of Medicaid spending should rein in this part of the budget. The major flaw is on taxes. Mr. Cuomo and Senate Republicans decided to give a tax break to millionaires while cutting money for schools, the elderly, the poor, and the sick. That's inhumane and fiscally backward. Individual New Yorkers earning more than $200,000 a year and married couples earning $300,000 pay a modest surcharge that expires in December. Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver made some effort to extend the tax and should stick to his pledge to keep trying. Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who has complained so loudly about how the state budget hurts the city, should also support this tax. The governor has said he won't approve any new tax, but this is an extension of taxes already being easily paid by the state's most fortunate citizens. Mr. Cuomo told the legislature that they should agree to cut the court system by an additional $70 million for a total of $170 million. That portends delays and layoffs and threatens much-needed plans to expand legal services for low-income New Yorkers. Perhaps most important, this budget does not tackle the huge costs of pensions and benefits to the state, New York City, and other areas. It does not grant New York City the power it needs to negotiate its own pension deals with unions rather than leaving them up to the legislature. And it does not scale back state laws or mandates that cost local districts too much money. Now that this industry or miserly budget is officially done, Mr. Cuomo should put legislators back to work quickly on its shortcomings, as well as on real reform of redistricting and ethics laws